Hello everyone and welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2023. I'm LMMotoss and I'll be your host for this ongoing Castlevania block. I'll start us off with a message from our sponsor, Running with Speed. Running with Speed is a definitive speedrunning documentary narrated by YouTube legend Summoning Salt. Running with Speed features the world's top speedrunners and the GDQ community. $1 of every purchase goes to charity during SGDQ. Visit runningwithspeed.com and get your copy today. And those charity dollars this event are going to Doctors Without Borders with donations like these. From Highly Incompetent, $250, and they say, GDQ always gets me through tough days with SGDQ, UBAF, Frame Fatales, Hotfix, all of it. Thank you to every runner, commentator, host, staff member, and everyone else. You're all so good at what you do, and you just keep getting better. Thank you, Highly Incompetent, and thank you as well to all of our amazing prize donors who have supplied all of the items you've seen throughout the week. Remember that the active prizes change at the end of the Castlevania block, which is only 2 games away. So get those donations in now if you want to be entered for these slick Castlevania prizes. You can see them all at gamesdonequick.com/prizes. We do have a donation here from Play Castlevania 64. Who donates $44.44 and says, always love to see a Symphony of the Night run and another GDQ. We just saw Castlevania 64 in our previous run, which if you missed it can be caught here on Twitch with the VOD or later on the Games Done Quick YouTube channel. We have another $15 from Marmar Glider who says, here's to another AGDQ. Take this $15 to help our speedrunner heroes on their journey to help Doctors Without Borders while fighting all the Castlevania Symphony of the Night bosses. And it appears we are now ready for that run, so please enjoy Castlevania Symphony of the Night All Bosses by Dragon Blitz.
Yo, what's up everybody? I'm Dragon Blitz, and this is going to be an all bosses speedrun of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I'm ready to get started. 3, 2, 1, go. So at the very beginning of the game, the first thing we're going to notice is that we're in the prologue sequence here, controlling Richter. During this beginning sequence, everything I'm doing here is designed to set up the run after we gain control of Alucard. So immediately, all of the candles that I break, all the hearts that I get are designed such that Alucard gets certain items at the end of this prologue sequence. But during the prologue itself, what I'm going to be doing to kill the boss fast here is using the Hydrostorm item crash, and then throwing a Holy Water on the ground. That has the chance to activate a glitch known as damage stacking. We got one there in the first phase. It kills Dracula very, very fast. It doesn't seem we're getting any in the second phase. Kind of got one at the end there. And that lets us beat the boss incredibly quickly. And right after this section, we're going to gain control of Alucard, and immediately we're going for a pretty important glitch. This glitch is known as Death Skip. So in this game, we start with a lot of really powerful gear, a lot of really powerful items. But normally there is a cutscene where Death takes away those items from us, but we're going to skip that cutscene, not entering the cutscene whatsoever, by skipping the room entirely using a glitch known as a reverse shift line. The way the reverse shift lines work is essentially I need to freeze the screen in a specific position, which lets me skip one screen length by underflowing Alucard's X position relative to the camera. So right now I'm setting up my experience for that glitch because I'm going to be using a level up to freeze the screen. Yeah, the items that we get in this run at the very start are incredibly important. We don't want to lose these items. And the other thing is I'm also going to be using the map to help buffer my inputs such that I can confirm that I get the skip, because if I fail it, the run pretty much cannot function. So let's go ahead and set that up using that neutron bomb that we got earlier from the prologue sequence. This looks like it should work, and that does. Perfect. That's the correct positioning, and from there, we load the room for exactly 1 frame before it pushes us to the next load zone, therefore skipping that room entirely and not needing to watch that cutscene and not getting our gear taken away. From here, our next goal is to beat the very first boss of the run, Slogger and Gaibon. The important thing to note from here is the main movement technique that you've been seeing me do this whole time is called shield dashing. Essentially, I'm canceling my backdash by pulling up the shield and then backdashing again, doing that over and over and over again, allowing me to keep the high base speed of the backdash without dealing with the low, laggy, slow part at the end. But yeah, until we fight that next boss, there's not much to talk about. Feel free to go for some donations.
Sure thing. We've got this one for $1,000 from HMS Dracula, the Vampire Boat, who says, "Yacht is a man, a miserable little pile of sea crafts." That is, of course, a reference to the infamous opening lines by Dracula in this game, which we can skip again if we meet the goal for the any percent incentive. We're already 40% of the way there thanks to donations like this one from Solace, who donated $80 and says, "Donation train for any percent?" I think it's time. Let's knock it out, chat.
All right, so from here, we're going to get to see the gear that we got at the very start of the game in use, and it completely shreds these bosses. It's one of the reasons why getting this gear is so important. It really speeds up the beginning part of this run. Gives us access to boss fight kills that are much, much faster than would be otherwise. As well as like killing enemies becomes a lot more consistent. Enemies like these would normally require like 2 hits of your fist, which would be the second fastest weapon outside of Alucard's sword this early on in the game. The Alucard shield is also super useful because it has synergy with an item that we're going to be getting later on in the run. So getting it this early makes it so that we can use the shield with a item later on that is not really intended for us to use in the early parts of the game. Our next goal is going to be acquiring the next movement relic, which is the Soul of Wolf. That's on the other side of the castle, but we're going to be using it and coming back to this room in particular to do a little bit of a sequence break. But until then, feel free to read some more donations.
Oh, we've certainly got them coming in. First off, from Polarity Bear, who donated $65 and says, "Donating during the Castlevania block to help us get the bonus run. Let's get those vampires." We have gained 10% on that incentive in the last couple of minutes to bring us to 50%, halfway there. Keep up the pace, chat, and I know we can get there in time. We've also got a lot of love coming in here for you, Dragon Blitz, starting with this donation from Crooks, who donated $150 and says, "Sup, GDQ? I'm totally ready for another week of speedrunning goodness. I'm especially ready for Dragon Blitz to shield dash and infinite wing smash through Soten. Good luck, buddy." $99 from the Gecko, who says this Soten run is jaw-dropping. Amazing stuff by Dragon Blitz. And $111.11 from Jay, who says, "I want to send a video of this run to 1997 when I was squinting at facts to find where to go next. Bravo to Dragon Blitz and all who donated." Thank you, Jay, and of course, we can't do what we're doing for Doctors Without Borders without the help of every single donator, from $5 to $100. Keep sending them in.
Coming up here is yet another boss fight. The way that we're going to deal with this boss is by using the stopwatch sub-weapon that I picked up earlier.
And thanks for listening. That's me, LMMotoss, signing off.